So in anticipation of the barn coming down, I have to find a new home for the horses. And today I'm working on taking down old fencing to reuse the T-posts for the new fence. T-posts are pretty expensive. Also, there's no sense in buying new when you can recycle. I've got a very engaged audience right here. Mr. Jonah, Mr. Jake Troubadour. It's a beautiful sunny day in January, but in Danny's treasure chest of his garage, I found this tool. It's called a pole popper. And it's really incredible because taking out T-posts is really tricky. I mean, as you can see here, there's like a wedge, right? And that's what goes in the ground to hold it in. And trying to get these out of a Tennessee clay soil, and they've been here for a long time, it's not easy. So what this does is simple physics. It's like a lever. You secure it to the T-post, and then, I mean, you can tell even with this, it's tricky. But there we go. And it's released. And I'll tell you, before I found this, it was super hard. So, you know, one of the many things you never knew that you needed. And I've got about 6 out right now. And you can see the pond, you know, there's all T-posts around here. I've got a bit more to go. I only needed about 5 to finish the horse fence, but yeah, learning all sorts of new things all the time. Here's the old fence again. And I'm cutting, you know, these T-posts were attached with these like wire clips. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what this thing is, but it's doing a good job of cutting them off. So first step is cut all these little wire pieces, and then we get our pole popper out. Move this. So that was a pole popper. This is a post pounder. And what you do is, you know, you put it on the T-post. It's really loud, so I'm not going to bang on it, but you basically pound the post in using that. It's amazing abs workout. So right now, as I said, I'm putting in this fence line for the horses to relocate them while the barn's coming down. And the beauty of this field is it's fenced in on 3 sides. It's a little bit small for them, but it's only temporary. And here's one of the T-posts I just took out. Some of these green ones are nice and fresh from Tractor Supply. These I'm gonna play around with. I mean, hopefully they're sturdy enough. I mean, I just need to run. I'm gonna run that kind of twine that has metal in it for electric. And of course the cows wanted to get involved, and they already broke some, but I don't think they're gonna fool with this when the fence is hot. So I bought a solar panel electric fence, and so I've got to figure out how to do that. And it's a beautiful day. It's January, what, I think 21st. And so here, this was in one of my other videos, this is one of the pole barns, and the way it will work is, I didn't film this and I wish I did, but right here, this was all barbed wire. This is what I was doing this morning. There's barbed wire from this post to this post. So what I did was I hammered it in super tight here so that when I cut it, you know, it didn't recoil all the way. So this is still good fencing that the horses won't fool with. And then there was a wooden piece that I have a pruning saw for cutting, you know, just cut just like up to 4 inches. And this is nice cedar, you can see. But I had to cut this all down. And the idea is, you know, this is the bay. Oh, look at my audience. Hey, buddies. So this is the bay where the horses will go. And this is where hay used to be stored for the cows. And I asked that guy who has the cows to please move his hay into one of the other bays. So I've been fooling around with the cattle panels, tube gates, and then I have to secure this open area still right here. And I think I'm gonna do that with just T-posts and some of the fencing that I'm taking out. I wanna try to recycle as much as I can, just to be a steward, but also it's cheaper. So it's coming along. Definitely a lot of work. This is probably the most pathetic fence I've ever seen. Terribly uneven. But I'm so proud of this thing. It was hard. Pulling out old fence posts, pounding in new ones, keeping cows out. Good thing I have a supervisor who's keeping me in line. So anyways, this is where the horses are gonna go in between barns when their barn is demoed and the new barn is built. So this is what I've gotten from Tractor Supply. Solar panel. It's supposed to actually charge for 3 days. So I've gotta let this charge And then, well, we're in business. I'm so proud of myself. I've never done this before, but I got my solar panel electric to work. I found a great video on YouTube. The instructions on the box were terrible, but here is my grounding rod, right? And that the wire gets attached to the grounding knob, and then the hot gets attached to the fence. And I'm sure that there's different products, and I'm sure Danny has them in his garage, like wire clips that I can use instead of knots. But I didn't know you needed a grounding rod. I didn't know any of this stuff. And it works, like I said, because I touched it. It didn't feel good, but had to take one for the team. So right now I'm flagging the fence posts with pink tape so that when the horses come up here, they're gonna be able to see their new boundary easier. Not a very pretty fence. Definitely not terribly straight, but I'm proud of this. This is my first one. So, and here's the pasture. I've got to fix the gate. And then they'll get moved up today, which is great because the barn is scheduled to be demoed soon. There we go. So I cut a piece of that fence I was taking down with the post popper. That was the old fence, and I put it up here with just some 2 T-posts on each side. And I had this cattle panel already here, which will be the gate, and I have a chain. And this is temporary, and I know this is so bootleg, but you know, Danny was a big fan. I called them zip wraps, he called them tie wraps, but it'll do the job for now. I mean, Blue and Snort are older horses. They're not like rambunctious and gonna be trying to get out. So these zip ties, tie wraps, whatever you want to call them, they're gonna be fine for now. And then here, I took this out. I gotta cut this barbed wire so they don't get cut. And then there we go, and there's the fence, and this will be their temporary space until the new barn is built. Okay, so the horse fence is complete, and here's Kendra helping me doing a little bit of cleaning. But yeah, here we go. The horses are up. Here's my kind of ghetto zip tie fence. It's fine for now. And got the water moved, and they're happy. They're having their little snack. There's the electric fence, so this is their temporary spot for a bit.